Jen, how you doing?
Good. You? Nice hair.
It's my Bono look. I've been learning a song by U2. It's called "With or Without Me," and so I thought it'd be really funny the other day to sing it to my partner, and so I got the video out of U2 and I practiced and I practiced and I practiced, and then I recorded it, and so this is the Bono look, even with the piggy tail.
I feel like your hair was long enough to go in a ponytail.
Well, it will drop out shortly, I can tell you that now. Cool. So, are you guys going to run bars tonight? What's the plan, Stan?
Yeah, well, that's what we normally do. I think we talk more than we run bars, but...
Okay, well, you guys can do whatever you want to do. I guess, what was the purpose of the video, Rebecca? It's sort of like I'm a little bit spacey, and I knew I had something on tonight, and I knew I had to be available at 7:30, and...
We talked about this. It's okay. So basically there's a whole lot of people in Christchurch that are not here tonight that want to know from the person doing the class what Foundation Level 1, the whole Mind, Body, Spirit Festival, all those weird classes are about, what they're going to do.
Okay.
That kind of thing. I can fill in dates and times if you need that. And I can tell you what each class is called, and then you can talk.
Maybe we can just do, like, look down here for the class dates or times or something.
Okay. Well, like, I can say, okay, Liam, so talk about this class, and then you can talk about it. Because I have all the dates in my head, because I've programmed them and written them a billion times over the past 3 days.
Okay. So how about I introduce myself? Hi.
Hey? Yeah.
Yeah? Hi, I'm Liam Phillips. I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator, and I like to wobble my head a lot. For some reason, it's really good fun. I don't know if you've ever tried it. Do you want to try it right now? Like, just try wobbling your head really, really quickly. It's, like, bizarre. But the thing is, like, when I first started Access, I was really interested in consciousness, and I had made a decision many years ago, maybe 20 odd years ago, that I'd do whatever it would take to create more consciousness in my life. Now, one of the things is, when you make a decision like that, it's sort of like you can create all sorts of things that show up in your life, like a terminal disease. How does it get any better than that? So I actually created that partly by making a decision that I'd do whatever it would take. And it was actually the decision that locked that all in place, of the creation of the disease. Whereas if I were to use the Access tools now, it would be more like, I'll do whatever it takes, and what will it take for that to be easy, and what will it take for that to be joyful, and what would that take to be like always an ongoing expression of expansion, or what I call glory, yeah? So that's how I would change it. Sorry, you have a question?
Is this glory or grace?
Glory, grace, whatever word you want to put in there, yeah? So it's sort of like in Access Consciousness, there's none of this, oh, this is the right way, that's the right way. I do a lot of classes with people that have done like Foundation, Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, and private sessions with people that have even done 7-day events, and it's sort of like, I ask them a question to bring up an energy, because it's often what's in our insane brains, which is somewhere, I don't know, somewhere back there, that's running the show. It's all those crazy ass decisions like, I'll do whatever it takes. Even if I get a disease, I'm going to become conscious. Now, that sort of energy, or that sort of decision, that creates the problem in the future. So I talk a lot with people that have even done a lot of classes and use these tools over and over and over again, and they try to get the right speak. They try to talk Access speak, yeah. And I don't know if you've ever been in like an education department, and all the teachers are speaking education lingo, or you go and see a doctor and he talks in doctor lingo. Nobody understands them except for a doctor or another teacher. And so Access Speak becomes very boring for a lot of people. And B, if you try to use it, you don't actually go to the place where you're locking yourself up. So it's more about being honest with you rather than prettying it with all the Access Speak that you've learned. Or if you haven't done any Access and you're like from a spiritual background, maybe you're going to be doing things like quoting a lot of people. I've just had an email from somebody where they just quoted person after person after person, and they couldn't receive anything that I had to offer, basically because they had already made a decision that what these people had said was the way that it is. Access Consciousness, it's like we empower you with tools. Am I shouting? We empower you with tools. I'm getting excited, see. We empower you with the tools to be able to create and generate your own life. So you don't have to quote me just because I'm teaching you. It's like use the words and use what creates and generates your life. There are a bunch of tools and processes that you can add to any part of your life, like Rebecca and I are applying it to our sex lives. How does it get any better than that? And we've done a joint venture on, we've just finished our first book together. How does it get any better than that? And Rebecca, was it easy, was it fun, or was it hard work and horrible?
Oh, it was fun. I think how much better does it get than playing on your phone, creating comics on Bootstrap and having it to be work and being productive. That's how much fun and how cool it was. And it was easy, and it's like, here's another chapter. Oh, there's only 10 chapters left to go. How does it get any better, and what would it take for it to be finished in 2 days? And 2 days is a finished book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and we basically used all the tools at our disposal to do that. And one of those tools is it light and is it heavy? And so, like this afternoon, I was talking to Rebecca, and something came up, and she asked me a question, and I said, yeah, sure. And then I typed back, 2 minutes later, I said, actually, that's heavy. What's light for you? What can we do or be that's different here? So that's basically an over. I haven't really introduced who I am, but so. Hey, let's go back to the beginning. So my name's Liam Phillips, if you didn't know that already, and I was terminally ill when I had... Stop laughing, Margie. I was terminally ill when I bumped into this stuff called Access Consciousness, and I took all the tools and I created a so-called cure for me. I became the cure. It wasn't because the tools are greater than me, it's just that those are the things that work for me. So all the classes that I do are really about empowering you to, with these tools and processes, so you can have a different possibility. So if that's fun for you, then use the tools. If it's not fun for you, go and do something else that is fun for you. I don't want to sell you something here. I don't want to sell you. You have to choose it, what if choice was the thing that actually created and generated your life? What if you could choose things, even if you chose to be angry for 10 seconds, what if you could choose something else in the next 10 seconds and not make yourself wrong about being angry?
So I'm going to bring this conversation to the question that people have asked me for this video, which is the mind, body, spirit principle. And so Margie, my mum, and me, Liam, will be kind of manning the decks. There will be 20 minutes paced a session. So if you have had your bars run, come and get a session because you know we like that. It's also a good place to bring your friends that wonder what the crazy shit that you've been doing actually is. And we'll also be selling some of the books and those kind of tools and fun things that are full of awesome stuff. And now I'm distracted. Ta-da! There's a book! Look at that! There's a book! And also we'll be doing a class. It'll be 2 free workshops. Liam is doing one for the weird people that want to be more psychic on Saturday at 10 a.m. This is Saturday the 8th of March. If you want to talk about it now, Liam, you can. Otherwise you can just create some kind of excited face. And
yeah, somebody's asking for it. You want something about... We're sort of going into Echoesville here. How does it get any better than that?
She's being psychic. Now.
Yeah, it's called Secrets of a Professional Tarot Reader, and I am a professional tarot reader. How does it get any better than that? I made shitloads of money out of it, by the way, too. How does it get any better than that? And what else is possible? And I just did a recent talk on it here at the Evolve Festival, and it was just amazing because I had no idea what was going to come out of my mouth. And I gave 3 or 4 different tools, and one of the people said, "So how has your tarot reading gotten better since you've been doing Access?" And it was sort of like, that was a really good question, because they have gotten better, but not from a judgment point of view. They've gotten better because I've been willing to step into more of me by asking these tools, and I've become more psychic because of it. And when I talk about psychic, I'm not talking about where right now, Rebecca, I'm going to read your mind. Oh, I'm bored. I wish I was somewhere else. Type psychic. It's more like thoughts and feelings come into my head and in my body, and then if I don't buy them as mine, and I ask who does it belong to, if I'm in a tarot session with someone, 99% of the time it's going to be actually that person's point of view about themselves or something that's coming up in their body or their lives at that time. So if I'm sitting there doing a tarot reading and I'm starting to get really, really frustrated as a reader, I'll ask, who does that belong to? And then I get, oh, it's not mine. Oh, no, cool. Whose is that? Oh, it's my clients. And then if it's light, as I was talking before, if something is light for you, it's true for you. I was alluding to that. And if it's heavy, it's a lie for you. So when I was doing that, I go, okay, so it's light, it's theirs, okay. And I will then ask them that, are you getting frustrated? And they go, yeah. And it's sort of like at that point, it's where the energy of the session or the tarot reading or whatever you're doing, it can suddenly shift and change because you actually acknowledge, A, it's not yours, and B, you acknowledge the energy of what's going on for another person. And that's when it starts to shift and change. Just looking at my hand there. Cool. So, does that make sense? So that's basically it in a nutshell. But we will be looking at how I use the tools of Access to be more psychic and how I use that in my tarot readings.
To bring up a weird guinea pig, this poor person that has no idea what Access is about even now.
That's me.
And pop them on a table. Pop them on a table and tell everyone about the bars and what it can do for your body and for you.
Yeah.
And I sort of skip right over so then you don't talk. And
okay.
On the Sunday night at 7:30, you can talk soon. Liam is going to be doing a really awesome talk called the Symphony of Magic, kind of like unlocking the Hogwarts that you always wish was possible. And that class is $25, and now you can talk.
Zip.
Ta-da!
Okay, so, yeah, Symphony of Magic is really, I've just stolen Dane's Symphony of Possibilities title. Oh, did I say that out loud? Turn it down, Liam. Oh, who is an amazing facilitator and someone that I've been working with for like over 7 years. And the Symphony of Magic, again, I did one of these classes at Evolve, and it was really, really amazing because it's not about me, it's about you and about how we can create this symphony and start to pull down those barriers and those judgments and start stepping into more the infinite being that you truly be. And it's really about that vulnerability that we all can be, that often we've actually misidentified as, oh, if I'm too vulnerable, I'm going to get hurt. But it's actually a power. There's actually a power and potency. There was a gentleman that came along to that particular class, and there was an energy that came up, and it was like, oh my God. And I got him to come up on the couch and have a little conversation with me. And he was willing to step into this level of vulnerability. And him as a kid had not ever had anybody that really acknowledged who he truly be. And in that, he was also physically and mentally abused quite horrifically. And he was willing to be there and just totally be himself. And for somebody who has had that amount of abuse, to actually sit in front of people and be that vulnerable is a most amazing thing when they do it and they drop their barriers. Everybody else in the room were starting to drop their barriers. And we created this space that was just absolutely phenomenal. That's what I shoot for in my entire life. And if you're interested in creating something like that, you know, something so way beyond this reality, then I really would. This class is worth a lot more than $25, guys. It's really a gift that Rebecca, Margie and I are giving you. So if you'd like to come to that, please do. You may have noticed that the energy has changed as I talk about that, and already we start to step into that class. Just that relaxation that your body is feeling now, or maybe it's a prickliness as we start stepping into more vulnerability. That's more of what we'll be exploring with that particular class. Back to you, Rebecca.
And so now on Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th, Liam Phillips will be presenting Foundation.
Yeah. Foundational level 1, it's really one class, but we create it as two so you have choice. A foundation level 1 are amazing, amazing classes. Like, I can't really explain to you what it is. You've really got to choose it. And what I mean by choose it is that when you choose it, you'll start to step into the possibilities that those particular classes can actually create in your life. I know a lot of people, especially here in New Zealand, they have this point of view that there's not much money to go around, and you know, $1,200 for the whole foundation level 1 or $600 for each class is a lot of money. And I used to have that point of view too until I started to look at the value of me and what I got out of my first foundational level 1. I can tell you what I got out of my first foundational level 1. I got access to so many tools and processes, and I got access to me that just span me in a completely different direction. And I was dying before that, and all of a sudden I was going back to Australia to do level 2 and 3 with Gary and Dane, because I knew that there was something in these tools, and I wanted more. And it's not a wrongness to want more, okay? It's often touted as a wrongness in this reality to want more, but it's actually something that, you know, wanting more possibilities is not a wrongness. Wanting more. What's that? What else is possible? What else is possible? And these tools and processes really give you the foundation. That it's like the manual that you should have been given when you were a kid on how this reality actually works. So once you know how this reality works, then you can start to employ it rather than being employed by it. And like, we look at all sorts of things. So whether you're coming for love, whether you're coming for relationship, whether you're coming for sex, whether you're coming for health, whether you're coming for money, or whether you want to step into a level of consciousness that's always been eluding you, then this is the foundation for creating that. Whether you've done a lot of stuff, or in fact, I had done so much stuff, and the foundational level 1 just pulled it all apart. And like, I had never realised just how much of a lie I had been living until I had done that foundational level 1. I've been teaching foundation level 1 for over 7 years, and like every class that I do gives me more possibility to have more of me. So it's not a class, it's not a beginner's class. It's a class of where you want to take it. And like for some of you, you'll be operating like at a level here, and others at a level over here, and others here, others over there. And it's, oh, hello wall. And it's sort of like, it doesn't matter where you are, if you're willing to start lowering those barriers, which we will be doing in foundation level 1 too, and getting rid of the judgments, you can have a different possibility. If that's of interest, it's sort of like choose the class, and as soon as you choose it, I can almost guarantee you the money will show up without you having to do much more than actually choosing it. How do you choose it? Well, first of all, register for foundation, and it's going to be down there or something somewhere, you know.
And I just want to say, for the people that are OCD and want to see what this class will look like, it will look like a day up in beautiful house up in New Zealand. It's 4 days or 2 days, starting at 10 a.m. There'll be some delicious lunch. You'll get a really awesome, thick manual full of tools that you can constantly go back over. So if you feel like you miss the class, or if you go somewhere weird, or if you get your bars wrong during the class, you don't need to worry about missing out, because all the tools will be there for you forever.
And you get a free pod poc. How does it get any better than that?
Exactly. And we aim to finish around 5 each day, and otherwise I've found that, you know, some of my best friends are the people that I've found in foundation and level 1. They're the people that I talk to the most. And the weird thing is, if you invest in this class for yourself, everyone else around you changes. It could be annoying if you chose that point of view, but it's almost like everything else gets easier. Like, Mum was using, I'm trying to think, you were using it on something the other day. I gave Mum a session with something I've learned in foundation level 1, and our cats are like on World War III at the moment. And since that, they stopped fighting. And it's like, I was the one doing the session, Mum was the one receiving the session, but the cats have decided to stop fighting because it doesn't work anymore. So, you know, the weirdest, coolest, amazing things can happen. Exactly. Whether it be a tab, I mean, I came out of one class and I'd been pale the day before, and then I'd done a body process that you learn in level 2 and level 1, and I was tapped. Don't know how it happened, but it did. Same thing with Mum. World War III with cats. Now no World War III with cats. It's been money show up, friends show up, connections, businesses, ideas. The possibilities are really endless. And with Mum and I in the class, Liam has to work hard for his money. So you will know you will get a lot out of it. And it's more like foundation level 1 and level 5.
Actually, I'm gonna zip her lip, zip, because that's not true. Because when you're in the class, it's much more easy and much more fun. But you know,
we won't tell you about the That's my spiel on what I like out of this.
I've got a question for you now, Rebecca and Margie. Are you going to do a bars class before the foundation level 1? Because that, I think, is actually a prerequisite, if I remember correctly.
Yes. So in order to get to Liam, you have to go through me and Mum.
Which is not a bad thing.
Oh dear, you have to spend 2 evenings with 2 gorgeous women up here on the hill. I'm thinking we might do bars with wine. We might have a bars bar date. So there's one bar to our left, which is a real bar, and then we'll be doing something called the bars, which is this weird and wacky and the most relaxing, awesome thing I've ever learned, where you get to touch someone's head for about an hour, and it changes your life, even though you're touching someone else's head. So we'll be doing 2 evenings of that, and you'll come out learning this amazing process that you could turn into a business, or you could use it to manipulate your partner to do whatever you wanted them to do, or you can use it on your mother so then she loves you
and gives you lots of money. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Turn down the volume again, Liam.
You wait. And so that class we'll be doing on Wednesday, Thursday, on the, gosh, now you're finding me, the 12th and the 13th of March is when that class will be at Symphony of Magic.
Cool. And I also believe that we're looking at doing a Talk to the Entities class. We might be able to chuck one in there somewhere along the line, I don't know. But that's also a possibility. So if
you're not confused already, this is the Mind and Body Spirit Festival is the 8th and 9th of March. There's a couple of talks during that, and otherwise you'll be able to see us at any time during, I think it's from 9 to 5 p.m. each day. On the 12th and 13th of March, that's a Wednesday and Thursday, from 7 p.m. onwards, Mum and I will be taking the prerequisite bars class that you need to do before you do Foundational Level 1. Foundational Level 1 starts on Saturday the 15th at 10 a.m. and will go through to Tuesday the 18th. Woo! And that's it. We did it! We remembered everything!
Yeah. Whatever we do with this video, if we send it out to a few of our friends, I think we need to have that written down somewhere, because you dropped out on a few of those dates.
Are you grateful you have such a great secretary? You make everything for you.
Oh, just amazing. How did I get so lucky? Oh, because I'm willing to ask a question.
And where did you learn that?
Or, I don't know, something called access consciousness.
No.
Just having a quick ad there. Look at that. What I would like to do now, just for 5 minutes, is just to open it up to any questions that anybody may have there, that or any perceived questions that they may have for other people. So, like,
what's the deal with teenagers and kids?
Okay, you just did the Japanese martial art movie type thing where your lips were moving and no sound was coming out. So what was the question?
What's the deal with teenagers and kids?
Oh, the deal with teenagers and kids is if you're under 16 you can come along for free. I am not a babysitting service, and nor is Rebecca and Margie. You've got to want to be there. And if you're between 16 and 18, then the kids have to come up with some part of the money. I'm not exactly sure how much they have to pay, but they have to come up with some of the money themselves. That's because about that age they start to go into their teenage years, and if they really don't want to be there, they're going to make my life as a facilitator and all the other participants very difficult. So if they've actually paid some money, then they actually have an investment in the outcome. It also empowers them to start to see the contribution that money can be to their lives. Any other questions? I can't hear a word you're saying now, so...
I can't remember any other ones that
Cool. So I've got a question. What is it that you'd like to create and generate with your life? That if you actually acknowledge that that's what you would like to create and generate, you might actually start to create and generate it. And everything that doesn't allow you to know exactly what that is, even if it's only energetically, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Thank you. Good and bad, right and wrong, pop and pock, all nine short boys and beyonds. I've been doing conscious relationship lately. I asked somebody in my life to do conscious relationship with me, be conscious relationship with me. And today we had a look at that and we went, oh my God, it hasn't showed up like anything that we had expected it whatsoever. So it's sort of like, you really have to be aware of what it is that you'd like to create, even if it's only an energy. Now, I've been doing that for about a year now with this particular person, and it's sort of like, now I can actually put words to that energy, and like, wow, it makes such a difference to know exactly what it is that you would like to have as a relationship. So what is it that you would like to have as your life? Have you ever actually been willing to look at that? And if you understood any of that, then cool. If not, who cares? How's it getting better than that? Hey, you guys rock. Thanks for creating this. It's like, it's created so much more in my life. You wouldn't believe it. How does it get any better than that? And it's like, I don't know what will actually be created out of this, but I do know something will be created from it. And that's the great thing. I don't know what Foundation Level 1 may change in your life. I don't know what the classes or the free talks may change in your life, but I do know if you're willing to come along and receive the energy of what we're speaking about, it will change your life, especially if you use the tools and actually use them in your daily life. That I can guarantee you.
Yay! Well, we will see you in 2 weeks, Liam, as of this video.
Okay. Have fun in Melbourne, guys.
We're in Sydney.
Sydney. Oh, sorry, Sydney. Have fun in Sydney.
We do. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.